Hello friends, today in this video tutorial we are going to learn one of the essential life skills, problem solving behavior. Friends, I am Professor Dr. Jameer Momin, Assistant Professor of Education, Arts and Commerce College, Satara. Friends, well-known educational thinker John Dewey says that education is the process of living through a continuous reconstruction of experiences. It is the development of all those capacities in the individual which will enable him to control his environment and fulfill his possibilities. Pestology says that education is the natural, harmonious, and progressive development of man's innate powers. We are going to learn the relationship between education and life. Professor Raymond is of the opinion that education is the complete development of the individuality of the child so that he or she can make an original contribution to human life according to the best of his or her capacity. Herbert Spencer says that education is complete living. We are going to learn independent thinking and problem solving skills. Friends, our life is full of situations and situations. Some of these situations are favorable and some are adverse. Situations that we cannot manage and handle properly become our problems. It is reality that life is all about quest to keep finding solution to the problems we face in our day-to-day existence. Real education, either formal or informal or non-formal, is developing the ability and the knack for solving these problems by thinking independently. Ability of independent thinking is the utmost necessity for decision making. Judgment is the utmost necessity. Critical analysis and problem solving are related to each other. This ability of independent thinking can be enriched through the process of education and training of soft skills, psychosocial competencies, and life skills. Friends, all of us have to face daily novel circumstances as our life is full of situations and situations. In every walk of life, favorable as well as adverse conditions are there. Some of these situations are encouraging and positive. On the other hand, some situations are undesirable and difficult. Situations that we cannot manage become our problems. This creates negative feelings in our mind, leading to fear of known and unknown things. This mild and meek fear in subconscious mind becomes worry. Worry builds up pressure and anxiety in our mind and body also, which we can call stress. This stress hampers and obstructs our easygoing life. Effect of this stress on body is called as strain. Effect of this stress and strain in combination at a time on our psyche is called as tension. Hence, enhancing psychosocial competencies in the form of effective decision making, effective judgment, critical thinking, creative thinking, analytical thinking, logical thinking, reasoning ability, divergent thinking, which can be resulted into effective problem solving behavior. These life skills are inevitable in human life. These cognitive life skills are needed for every individual, especially youth and adolescents of any country, for coping with crisis situations to avoid tensions of all kinds. Enrichment of thinking life skills can create ability of problem solving and decision making which are helpful in adverse conditions of life. Let us see meaning of problem. A problem is anything that obstructs our journey and path to achieve our determined goals and targets. Friends, from our birth onwards, everybody in this world is beset with some problem or the other. Certainly, in our daily life, there are needs and motives that are to be satisfied. Hence, considering this very purpose, definite goals and aims are set by individuals. In an attempt for their realization, we experience obstacles and interferences in our efforts to achieve them. This creates problems and predicaments. Solving a problem is devising a strategy and executing it to achieve the desired goal by overcoming the difficulty and adversity. Let us see the meaning and nature of problem solving. Problem solving means making well planned, cautious, and deliberate efforts to overcome the hurdles and impediments in our path of progress. Renowned psychologist Skinner says that problem solving behavior is a process of overcoming difficulties that appear to interfere with the attainment of a goal. It is a procedure of making adjustment in spite of many interferences. The productive work involved in the evaluation of the situation and the strategy worked out to reach one's goal is collectively termed as problem solving. Problem solving behavior usually occurs in entirely novel or difficult situations. Problem solving is an essential exercise for individual advancement and also for the advancement of the society in general. If the problem is common, a problem may have more than one possible solutions. Most of the times, what is needed is an optimized solution which represents the shortest, smartest, and intellectually chosen path and course of action to overcome the difficulty with economy of resources. Problem solving behavior helps an individual in the growth and development of his or her personality. This behavior makes one's life wiser, pleasurable, and happier by appropriate adjustments with challenging situations. Problem solving behavior results into making of effective and efficient citizens who can intellectually handle crisis situations. Hence, problem solving behavior and problem solving techniques should be included especially among our youth. They should be inculcated properly among our youth and adolescents so as to make them empowered citizens to deal with adverse conditions. This will enhance creative thinking process, flexibility, and adaptability in an individual. Let us see again nature and process of problem solving behavior. Every individual person has to utilize his or her own critical thinking powers and reasoning abilities as well as has to engage in serious mental work for systematically following some well planned and duly organized steps and tricks for the removal of obstacles and difficulties. The problem solving behavior involves quite deliberate, conscious, and painstaking endeavors and efforts on the part of problem solver. Problem solving behavior helps in removal of hurdles and barriers in the journey towards attainment of individual goals. It makes an individual equipped with strategies, and techniques, tools to make an adjustment with interferences, hindrances, and obstacles, and ultimately supports an individual to accomplish his or her mission and to reach goals and motives for getting success. Thus, problem solving behavior may be said to be a deliberate and purposeful act on the part of an individual to realize the set goals, aims, missions, visions, targets, desires, or objectives by inventing some novel methods along with intellectual, rational, reasonable, creative, and cognitive devices and plans, as well as systematically following some well designed procedures and steps for removal of interferences and obstacles in the way of the realization and attainment of our pre-decided goals. When usual methods like trial and error, habit formation, and conditioning fail. Let us see, friends, steps involved in effective problem solving behavior. Some well known psychologists have tried to do research study very carefully as far as the problems solving behavior, patterns, and steps involved in the process of problem solving in human beings. According to them, every problem solving endeavor, every problem solving attempt is an individual phenomena and involves the exercise of analytical, cognitive, and creative abilities as well as divergent thinking skills, logical, and reasoning ability of high order. Continuous and persistent struggling on the psychological, conscious, and unconscious level is necessary to solve problems of any kind. Often, there is considerable movement back and forth as an individual moves from one step to another in the task of problem solving. Let us see the steps involved in effective problem solving behavior. John Bransford and Barry Stein in the year 1984 advocated effective five steps that are basically associated with the task of problem solving. These psychologists referred these five steps by using mnemonics as ideal I for identity or identifying the problem, D for defining and representing the problem, E for exploring possible and feasible strategies, A for acting on the strategies, L for looking back and evaluating the effects of one's activities. Thus, ideal means identifying the problem, defining and representing the problem, exploring possible and feasible strategies, acting on the strategies, and looking back and evaluating the effects of one's activities. In the year 1979, Born, Dominowski, and Loftus enumerated three strategies in the process of problem solving. They are preparation, production, and evaluation. In these particular three strategies, problem identification, analysis makings, generating ideas, and creating solutions become inevitable. By proclaiming we prepare, we produce, and we evaluate in the task of problem solving, they put forward their theory of three steps of problem solving. Let us see, friends, different stages of problem solving process. In general, there are different sequential stages of problem solving process. awareness of the problem, understanding the nature and severity of the problem, collection of comprehensive data and knowledge concerning problem, collection of the relevant information about the possible means and resources to be used in the problem solving process, formulation of cognitive activities for possible solutions of the problem, selection of correct and feasible solutions, verification of the conducted solutions. There are various methods, techniques, and tools of problem solving. The methods, techniques, and tools of problem solving may vary as per the unique nature of the problem. Also, these techniques may change from person to person, from individual to individual, and according to their varying needs. But in general, we can ascertain some common methods, techniques, and tools for the problem solving process. The method of trial and error. In this particular method, the main idea is to keep trying out the solutions and improving them by learning through the mistakes. Method of abstraction. In this method of abstraction, the modeling of the problem is performed by taking the core details into consideration while chiseling away the unnecessary stuff in the problem. Then one can solve the problem in an abstract way before actual handling in reality. Break and conquer technique. In this technique of problem resolution, method of cutting off the larger problem down to smaller parts and then attacking them separately is followed. Brainstorming technique is also important. In this particular technique is about synthesizing as many ideas of solutions as possible. They are discussed in team and thought of. There is wide range of prospective solutions suggested by each member of problem solving team. Research based technique. This particular technique is based on research oriented approach towards the problem solving behavior by using pre-existing library of known solutions that are already exist. From this repository of known solutions of problems, an individual can find out and construct new solutions for his or her own specific and unique problem. Attacking the root cause of the problem. In this method of problem solving, an individual solves the problem by attacking the root cause from which the problem emanates and originates. Problem solving by lateral thinking. This is a range of artistic techniques of problem solving which employs unconventional, creative, innovative, and out of the box thinking. This is the method that geniuses often employ as they harness their unique powers of visualizing a solution from radical perspective. Let us see reductive analysis technique. If an individual does not have a solution for his or her specific problem, then he or she can change the nature of the problem to suit the available solution. This is all about transforming an unknown problem for which solution does not exist into known problem for which solution does not exist. Here one need not change the solution but transform the problem itself and restate it in such a way that one can have solution from repository of already existed solutions. Friends, there are some factors which affects the problem solving behavior. Let us see factors affecting problem solving. Every one of us in our daily life faces one or other problem. We make our efforts with all the resources in our hand in finding out the solutions to these problems. In doing so, many times we get success, but it may also go otherwise, and we meet with failures. There are factors which are responsible for our success or failure in problem solving. Let us see what factors affect the process of problem solving behavior. One is the simplicity or complexity of the problem, the size or magnitude of the nature of the problem, appropriate or inappropriate understanding and definition of the problem, the exactness and accuracy of the structure and configuration of the problem, its similarity or analogy with the problems experienced or solved in the past by an individual. The way of the help and support available from the present circumstances and resources at hand. Other factors affecting problem solving are the effect of the unfavorable circumstances or lack of resources in the solution of the problem, the level of previous learning or training of an individual or problem solver from past experiences, interest or motivational level of the problem solver, proper analysis and synthesis of the various inherent elements in the formulation of the problem, mental and physical states of the problem solver, confidence level, competence and efficiency of the problem solver, time spent on solving the problem, level of guidance from experts and support from peers and family members, flexibility or rigidity of the mind of the problem solver. There are some creative problem solving techniques which are included in creative problem solving model. David Osborne and Parnell's creative problem solving model is very famous and it has 6 important steps. First is objectives and goal finding. Second is fact finding. Third is problem finding. Then idea finding, solution finding, acceptance finding. Creative problem solving activities can train an individual for probable problem solving situations and their effective solutions. Osborne and Parnell's creative problem solving model is easy to understand and implement. Thus, acquiring essential life skills like problem solving not only contributes to your personal growth and development, but also it makes you a more efficient and dynamic individual. Problem solving behavior, decision making capacity, logical thinking, reasoning ability, rational thinking are essential soft skills for personality development of each and every individual. We face many problems in our daily life. For making adaptive and positive behavior, we require some psychosocial competencies in which problem solving behavior and decision making are the most essential abilities. Thank you very much.